Good morning everybody, and this is your Dow Jones day trade setups for today. So starting off on the 8 hour, we are sideways. There's no debate about that. I don't need to draw any levels or anything in there for you because you can see we are sideways, and it does look like we are sort of pivoting through a zone, and we'll get to those two levels shortly. Oscillator's not helping us at all in amongst the moving averages, so far away from the 150 EMA at the moment. I couldn't carry on going sideways like this for quite some time. Friday's earnings were nothing earth-shattering, but nothing earth-shattering either to the downside or the upside. So pretty stock standard in my view anyway. And that is what you can see in what happened with price anyway. So when you look at the currency market, the currency market's also going flat. So the dollar just has no idea what's happening, and a difficult one to trade, the Dow. So, especially at the moment, it was in a fairly decent uptrend, really easy to keep jumping in as it climbed. But at the moment, we are consolidating, in my view anyway. I don't think it's a top just yet. I think the longer we go sideways, the higher the probability of a 50-50 call. But at the moment, I think we are just consolidating, forming a range, strong move up range, break of the range, retest, and then we get to continue. That's kind of the bigger picture that I'm looking at the moment. Point is trying to second guess a top. You're just going to get burnt every time you do that. So dropping down to the 3 hour, and you can see the absolute confusion in the markets with price sort of shooting up, shooting down, big up, big down, big up, big down, big up, big down, big up, big down, big confusion, lots of tails, lots of barbed wire. The last 2 weeks, it just shows you don't really want to get involved in this at all. It's just a dangerous setup that is brewing. Now, when you look at the hour, it magnifies itself a little bit more. So you can see Thursday, big down, big up. That was on data. And then we have Friday, and then sort of looked like we were getting away to the upside above the moving averages, and then big down. This big rejection pin bar here is something to pay attention to. And I'm just going to adjust this level ever so slightly to this daily high here, and that is 37,740. So the question is, did we reject that on Friday? And what is the next call? So moving averages have crossed over. We sort of just above the 150, but the moving averages are flat on the hour, so there's no real trade set up here on the hour at all. It's sort of a slight bearish bias. Now don't forget to hit that like button for us, comment, share. Every bit of interaction does help us. This is just reinforcing my sit on the sides and wait attitude for this index. So when we're on the 15-minute, just have a quick look at what happened on Friday. So above the 150 moving averages, all above. So you are looking for opportunities to buy. The opportunity did not come because this is in the middle of nowhere, which whenever that happens, it's always an indication that it's going to go back because it's not coming. It's not not buying off a level. And you can see up, rejection, not quite a level either, but I suppose hindsight's always a perfect science. So when you draw a level in, you can see there is some kind of interaction here. You can see this. Try to find support there, rejection, so let's just call that 37,800, and you can see we tested it down, up, rejected again, down, up. So we'd need to get above 37,800 and build a base above that before we can actually get going. That's the first thing, to the upside, and then to the downside. For as long as we're going to be flirting in amongst the moving averages like this, I have no interest in trying to jump in on this. I don't think there are short setups. I think the shorts are getting burnt. Hello here. Well, definitely there. And these people that are short, if they did get out here, they're fine. But if they're still in the market, they could also get burnt shortly. So I think we've no real earnings today, so I don't think anything's going to happen. There's no real catalyst today to drive the market, so it's more than likely just going to continue going sideways. And the longer it goes sideways, the higher probability of a coin toss happening, and that's kind of where we are at the moment in my view. So I'm very reluctant to be chasing shorts, just because when we look at the 8 hour, that doesn't really look like a top or a bottom or a flag or a breakout. It just looks like complete confusion, and whenever your oscillators are sort of bouncing around like this as well, it's just an indication that the market is confused. So we'll need to start dropping below there's going to be two areas here, and this is why I don't really want to be chasing shorts. So there is a little zone here, and that is at 37,431 and 37,333. So we need to drop below that on the 8 hour before I even start looking at shorts from an 8 hour perspective. But if you come down to the 15 minute and you're looking from an intraday perspective, just trying to drag these charts. There we go. So you can see this would be a fairly decent call, 37,548, a break and retest of that, but you'll be held up 100 points later at 37,431. Pull back from there, rejection, and then break through, then 37,33 would be the final level. But it's not something I want to be doing. It's just the potential to be burnt is just way too big at the moment. And when you look at the 3 hour and with all those levels and all that noise in, it's just confusion, pure confusion at the moment. So I will be sitting on the sides with the Dow Jones still. So it will fix itself, it will rectify itself shortly. Could take a week, could take a month, could take a day, could take a 1 5-minute bar, but we're looking for some kind of a catalyst just to set the mood, set the tone, and then the rest should follow. Okay, now before we close off, just remember you've got war brewing, you've got the chaos in the Middle East, you've got the shipping lane that's being attacked, you've got fears on recession, you've got CPI data that wasn't really good. I suppose the fears on recession is just in the minority at the moment. It's more in the case of when the Feds are going to be dropping or cutting interest rates. At the moment, that doesn't look likely in the next 3 to 4 months. So lots of confusion. Then you've got the earnings coming out. So we'll be looking for retailers to get a clue out of that to see whether people are spending money and what's happening. But there's just way too much on the go at the moment. So you get good news, you get bad news, you get good news, you get bad news, and that's kind of what is transpiring here. Okay, anyway, that's it for me. I'm sitting on the side, not interested in this. I'll catch up with you tomorrow morning. Cheers for now.